So I was negative 12,000 right in the hole right away. But it was the only way to obtain the property at the time, financially. So that was the decision I made at that time. And I had personally thought I was going to keep this property instead of selling it and flipping it. But we decided, let's just put it on the market, see if we can get what we want. And we clearly crushed it.
Did you flip it? Did you sell it? I'm trying. What's up guys, Jeff Wybo here, and I am back with my brother Phil. It's part 2 of this series. If you guys haven't watched part 1, get back and watch part 1 right now. We're gonna determine if Phil made money on this flip, and let's go check it out, Phil.
Let's go.
Let's check out the basement.
Yep, we can go down to the basement. I love these chairs, right? These chairs are awesome because you can swing around. You can be a part of the conversation in the kitchen. You can go back to your TV and continue to watch here. People are here, you can talk to them, and it doesn't take anything to turn the chair. That's what I liked about it. And then that kind of takes away from the island situation. You don't need the island. When someone can sit here and still communicate with the kitchen, and then they can keep cooking and you can kind of go this way. So I really like these chairs.
Are the buyers getting them?
The buyers are probably not going to get them. He said to me, oh, we'll take those cheap chairs in the living room. And I said, do you want to know what those retail? And I made him sit in it last night. I was like, go ahead, sit down. Because he came over to drop the check off. And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, they retail at $1,600 a piece. So I'm like, just keep that in mind that these are not, he's like, oh, we'll take your cheap furniture from Wayfair. And I said, well, these are $1,600 each. So it's $3,200 sitting right there. You can feel it, nobody's sitting in it because it's nice.
Yeah, so a lot of investors and realtors were asking me about the separate entrance because they were thinking of adding a suite downstairs.
And we had thought about it. I just didn't think there was enough space downstairs to make it happen. Then everything would just feel really cramped and really tight, and I think that's the last thing you want. I think we end up getting more money for this house than we would have if we would have catered to the investors. Because the investors would have thought 100%, how do I make money here? And I can only pay to a certain amount because the banks are not going to fund me. When you just fund a regular single family person, I think that they can come up with more cash because it's emotional. If, for some reason it doesn't appraise properly or whatever happens, right? They can come up with the cash.
It's their forever home versus investors are buying multiples.
You got it. Cool. You got it. So yeah, I like that the separate entrance here. When you come in, you got your groceries, you can set them on here and then keep going. And same when you're cooking here, you can put your stuff here and kind of just mingle with everything that's going on there. So it still can be like a single house, or you can have a little bit of a party or whatever. Well, oh, there's light on down here. So we put this porcelain here too. So this is a little different here, and it kind of matches the flooring. But it's nice, so when they come in, their boots don't ruin the flooring, even though the flooring is all waterproof anyways. It's just nice to have a little different design. And I thought it was pretty cool too. So it's that life-proof stuff from Home Depot. So brand new carpet on the stairs. When we originally had the first house, you'll see it in the photos, there was a door right here. And this door went into this room, and there was nothing over here. So we had no bathroom, no nothing.
I like that you just use a curtain here just to cover up electrical.
It was a little late.
A little late?
Yes. So we wanted a door there, but everything was already finished. Electrical panel, nice and clean, right? Nice little switch of the light switch there. But yeah, nice and clean, brand new. We moved some stuff outside too to make it more like appealing for the buyer as well, because the city had their reader in a certain area that I didn't want it, and I was wondering, can we move it just a little bit over so nobody you're out of mind, out of sight, right? You know what I mean? Okay, it's right there, it's fine. But before it was up the stairs, it was going to be right in your eyesight.
Right.
So nice and clean. Brand new wiring. We ripped out every single wiring in this place. I recommend that simply because now there's not going to be any fires or anything, and then the buyer can come here and be like, whoa, that's a clean, the electrical. So we did ESA on this as well, which is great. We didn't even put that into listing. Maybe I did. I think you
did.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
And there was a cold air return right here, all the way to here, and my HVAC guy said it's not doing anything, we can remove it, which is great. So then I was able to swing the door out instead of in, because if you can see, it would have been close, but it was better to have that so that the bathroom could be bigger.
So talk about the sink here.
Right, so check out the, I love the tile in here. Every person that's come here has said, I love this tile in the shower. We had a 36-inch or a 30-inch vanity here, and it was really tight. Like, and it stuck out to here, and like the door did open, but it was like you were just kind of squeaking by to get into the shower. And I quickly X'd that immediately and said, this is awful. This is actually a big bathroom. It shouldn't feel small. And so we went down to a tinier vanity, and I think that this bathroom is like, we can do jumping jacks in here, right? Like, I think it's nice and big. It's good here. And then the bedroom sizes are really big. I recommend these type of doors for your closets because they don't come out, right? So they're not bifold doors. These are bypass doors. Still learning all the names. All nice LED lighting, and we made sure to put the plugs up here so you can get your TV up there. And then we also upgraded on these. Sometimes they give you like these little circle ones, and they're awful. These are $16.
Like we said upstairs, 30 more days buying more things.
You got it.
You could have done shelving there.
Could have been shelving there, exactly. Let them have a little bit of mindset. So all new baseboard down here, obviously. So yeah, so basically the other room stopped right here, pretty much, and it was a huge room. And I said, okay, well, we'll split it. We'll split the rooms. So the other theory too is we put another plug up on the wall there because this doesn't have to be a bedroom.
Right.
We thought that this could be a second living room, but I wanted to put a closet in anyways, simply so you could have it as a bedroom. But you could put your couch right here, you could put your TV up right there, and you got a nice man cave.
Little man cave, a little bar somewhere.
Whatever you want, you can close your door and not disturb anyone. So
that's cool.
All new insulation in the basement. It's a little chilly in here today though, maybe we gotta turn up the heat.
Two of the things like everybody likes to ask me is what year is the furnace and what year is the roof? And you did a new roof, but you kept the furnace.
Kept the furnace. We turned on the furnace. I had my HVAC guy come by and he says, it's working great, man. He couldn't tell what year. I didn't know what year. We looked inside. There wasn't too much documentation, but the previous owner, she had just had it serviced right before we sold, or before we bought. So, but we put some new ductwork in certain areas, especially into the bathroom and upstairs, and got rid of some cold air returns here and there. But my HVAC guy says there's good flow in this house, so he was pretty happy.
How did you get this deal?
You know what? It sat there for 8 days and was confused. I was confused. My girlfriend and I, we drove past. We were looking at houses all day, and we were driving down Cheapside, and she goes, "Oh, there's one right there." I said, "Oh, what is this one?" So we looked at it. It was on the market for 8 days. I'm like, how has no one offered on this thing? I'm like, $284. I'm like, okay, it's a little high. Maybe we can get it for $280, right? I'm like, well, if they haven't got an offer, we'll offer a little lower. And the seller was a little stubborn. So I ended up getting it for $284. No bidding more, no nothing. I think literally it was just luck of the draw.
Wow.
That somebody was not looking at that exact moment. So it's pretty crazy at that point. So we had an electric water tank here. And right at the end, literally maybe 2 weeks before I went to go list, I said, why do we have this electric tank? Reliance will come and put in a hot water on demand, and it's $41 a month. And I think it's more futuristic. They're doing it in Europe. And you never run out of hot water if you don't know what it is. So it takes maybe an extra 10 seconds for the hot water to come, but you could literally have an hour shower and it would be hot the entire time. So we painted the floor here just to kind of give it a little bit of cleanliness. And then basically what this is a ejector. Because we're below grade, the bathroom needs somewhere to shoot the water, because here's your main stack. In some of these old homes, they didn't expect you to put a bathroom in the basement. So this is what you need to do. So this basically shoots your stuff up here into here and then out to the street. So yeah, so that way you're able to have a bathroom down here. But yeah, so basically all new plumbing, all electrical, everything you name in this house has been brand new. We reframed the entire basement, all brand new drywall, everything. So whoever bought this house got a really good house, really stable.
All right, Phil, walk us through the numbers again. You got this for $284.
$284 purchase price.
So then how much for all the renovations, the material, your sweat equity?
Yeah, that's a tough one to kind of come down to, because any renovator who is renovating this property would say that this is about $100,000 renovation easy. If you had to pay a contractor daily for 2.5 months that they spent here, over 60, 70 days, you know, that can add up. You know, my cost per se, again, this is tough to come to because, you know, we came up to about 57,000 is what we came up to when we were finished, but I did a lot of the work myself. So what did I end up paying myself is my profit in the end. So, you know, your typical contractor would have charged you an extra 40,000 on top of that, right? So, you know, we made 50,000 on this flip. So I paid myself 50,000 in the end. So I pretty much was the contractor myself. You know, that included the realtor fees. That included, unfortunately, I CMHC'd this property. So I was negative 12,000 right in the hole right away. But it was the only way to obtain the property at the time, financially. So that was the decision I made at that time. And I had personally thought I was going to keep this property instead of selling it and flipping it. But we decided, let's just put it on the market, see if we can get what we want. And we clearly crushed it. And, you know, it made sense to sell the property at this point. Take the cash, run, let's invest in something else now. Let's find another property to flip. So covered the realtor fees, covered the lawyer fees, covered all that. So you could think I could have made a little bit more money if I had borrowed cash, not paid CMHC. I probably could have made $60,000 to $70,000.
Right.
But
so apparently, without authorization from the buyer, we can't release the price. But we can say it was over 410. It
was over 410, yeah.
And you pretty much profited.
Right, and I said to you, let's get 410. That's what we want, and we ended up getting more than that. So that obviously made me happy. And we just took the money and ran right away. Like, why let the property go on further to what, maybe make 5K or piss these people off who offered, and then they run away, and then you don't get what you want. So I think the idea in this market is just to get a number that you want, and if you get close to it, don't get greedy, and just take it. So take it and run and move on to the next project, right? Profits or problems.
Well, absolutely. And velocity of your time and money. It's just getting it off your hands. Sure. Could you have gotten $1,000 more
maybe
next Sunday? Yeah, maybe.
Right?
But it's just like
not worth the risk.
Not worth the risk, right?
Right. And they were willing to drop off the deposit. Again, we said the short close and everything, so that was important. So
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, some learning curve still, of course. You know, we'll get better and better. Just want to kind of go over the importance of networking, and you know, to understand that you know, it cost us $57,000 to get this property done, but without connections and without networking, you know, the factor of what it costs to get certain things done and within the home would cost twice as much. So that's why I say to you that the property is probably about $100,000 renovation. You know, when I'll give you one example, when the roof probably is going to cost us $5,000, you know, we get it done for $2,800 because of the people I know, and then obviously the sweat equity that I put in myself. So that alone right there saves you 50% on what was retailed to you know, someone who's not putting in the work and doesn't know anybody, and Joe Blow is just coming to do your roof. So keep that in mind when you're flipping properties. Keep connections, and if things are costing an extra $200, $300, and your contractor wants the money, give it to them, because it's important to just not front and not get upset over you know, nickel and diming things when you may need them for the next project.
Whoa, okay, that's the end of part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as you can see, Phil Wybo made a lot of money on this deal, so he owes me lunch. Phil.
Or some Dom Perignon.
Some Dom Perignon? Oh, that's really Jeff Wybo fashion right there.
Exactly.
Thank you, buddy. All right, congrats on the flip, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.